to yet another episode of On the Peg with me, your host, the Mad Montreal Man. Yes, an extra episode on this Friday night to make up for the last episode and the fact that my computer crashed and all my shorts for the week were gone. So I'm trying to take advantage of the computer not crashing. So yeah, I'm still working on retrieving the raw footage of those shorts. Who knows? Might give or not. But I figured, I tormented you with a negative Batman special. I gave you a anime statue short. I gave you a coming attractions. Now the coming attractions, you're not gonna see any of those tonight. Not really. No. We got a mix. We got 4 figures. Got them 4. Now, of course, we are going to do a DC multiverse. We're going to do the gold label Owlman today. But I also thought we'd mix it up because I picked this action figure up because even though it's not a 7-inch action figure, it was really a good deal. And I also, when I saw it, I went, hey, a sidekick for DC Multiverse's Abyss. That's right, Fortnite Enforcer. And when I'll take him out later and we'll put him next to the Abyss and you might see what I mean. Now, and thanks to a fellow collector, a shout out to Ash. Told you I was going to shout you out. I did get a Marvel Legend, the Red Hulk. Now, Ash was nice enough to part with some of the things from his collection, including something I've been looking for a long time but couldn't find in Canada. So thanks to Ash for that. And by the way, Ash is also a toy photographer. I'll put the link to his site in the description afterwards. And just because I have a different shell for DC Direct, I thought I had this. I didn't. DC Direct's Black Adam Superman. So what do you say we get the fun started? I'm trying not to do another rant today or this evening. You can look at it however you want. I just want to talk about toys. That's right, toys. Like Owlman. That's right. Now, if you don't know Owlman's story, there's quite a few of them. Now, if you go to the Golden Age, there was an Owlman who was a superhero, not quite DC Comics. Pre-Crisis, this is where it gets complicated with DC sometimes. Pre-Crisis, Owlman was an evil Batman from the, Earth 3. But also, after the Crisis, there was an Owlman who was part of our regular DC universe who was a hero. Of course, in the animated series, Owlman's a bad guy. In the current comic books, Owlman is a bad guy. To me, Owlman's one of those ones where I rather look at him as the Owlman from our universe who's a good guy. Because, you think of it this way, Batman would inspire a lot of people. And he did inspire that Owlman. Now, I'm not sure with what's going on with DC now, with all the New 52 Convergence and everything else they've done, if there still is an Owlman who's good in the current DC universe, but to me, Owlman's going to be a good guy. I know he's from the Forever Evil series, but to me, Owlman's a good guy, at least in my mind. There is an evil Owlman, but the evil Owlman had a darker suit. That's something I want to point out. Hey, Todd, the evil Owlman, can't speak anymore. The evil Owlman, that's better, in the animated series had a darker outfit, and even in, the comic books, the evil Owlman had a darker outfit. This is more like the good guy's Owlman. And that said, let's take him out of the package, and we'll be right back after this. Message from our sponsor. There is no sponsor. Seriously, no sponsor. It's just me. Back in a minute. Judge me. It's late Friday night, folks, but computer's holding out for now. Camera's still working. Lights are still on. And we have Owlman. Now, as you saw on the close-up, there is some nice detailing in the cape. And when I first saw it, I went, oh, it's a cloth cape. No, it's just a different type of rubber. Now, I wish it would wrap around him a little bit more. There's a couple of flaws in the cape, like this little extra bit here, but that's something we can fix. Seriously. But no. Overall, what do I think of Owlman? My version of him, in my brain, he's a good guy. I like him. Now, there are a couple of things I don't like about the action figure. I do like the boots, but the fact that his leg is kind of curvy. In other words, it's a bit of a weird position you have to put him in to get him to stand. Like, most people's legs don't do that. But because of the ankles, problem we have occasionally with McFarlane toys, the ankles are sometimes stiff. And I haven't had a chance to warm up his joints with the hairdryer yet, but I like him. It's definitely, a body. I mean, let's be honest. The body is reuse. You can tell. I mean, it's pretty much a Batman bell just being reused. It's a reused body. Who cares? I mean, if it helps keep the cost down a little bit, that's good. And I like it. I like the color of the blue. I like the details in the mask. And overall, I think Owlman is a nice addition to my shelf. Now, will I put him on a good guy shelf or a villain shelf? Well, first of all, I need more shelves. Because I really need more shelves. It's not funny. But no, Owlman is definitely one I would recommend. And if you are doing a Earth 3 crime syndicate, front of shelf. No question about it. Front of shelf. Compared to the Ultraman that came out with the Superman 2-pack, he definitely beats that crime syndicate character. So that's it for Owlman. But let's put him down if he stands. Now, let's get on to the Fortnite guy. The Enforcer. Okay? Now, I don't really play the game. I've watched some playthroughs of it. I think some of the characters are kind of interesting. I'm being polite. But when I saw this guy, and yeah, he was on clearance. Let's be honest about that. It's one of the reasons why I picked him up. He was on clearance. But when I saw him, I went, I can see this guy being a sidekick to the Abyss. So let's take him out of the package, take a look at him, then I'll pull out the Abyss, and we'll see and you'll see what I mean, how my brain works in a moment. As you can see, he's a well-detailed action figure. He does come with some accessories, like something you never see with McFarlane toys, a gun, grenade, 2 other faceplates. And, well, before I get into him specifically, let me just show you what I mean by, when I saw him, I thought of the Abyss. Here's the Abyss. It's just like, hey, I'm the Abyss. I had a kid. My kid's, following in Dad's footsteps. And I can sort of see this as a sidekick to the Abyss. That's why I don't mind the fact that he's not 7 inches tall. Now, a couple of things about the character. I like the fact that it has a shield. It would have been nice if you had a stand, because these are a bit hard to get to stand. But one thing I give them credit for, apart from the extra faceplates, is that you can actually take the hood off. This is something I wish that every McFarlane multiverse hooded figure could do, is take the hood off. But yeah, that's why I sort of like them. I mean, it's just, to me, it's a sidekick to the Abyss. In my imagination, at least. And the nice thing about it was, like I said, it's not something I normally collect. But in this case, it fits in with what I collect. And that's part of the thing of collecting. I know some people, they only collect, their one toy line. And that's great. You want Motu He-Mans? Go for it. You won't see me here. I mean, even if someone gave me one, I'd be like, hard-pressed to review it. I'd probably give it back to them right away, because I do have He-Mans, but they're the Revelation ones. One thing I also give them credit for is something you don't have with the McFarlanes is, see the hand? It opens and closes. In other words, you don't have to force the hand open to put the weapons in. It just does it. So that's it for our wonderful Fortnite guy, or as I'm referring to him as, in my brain from now on, as the Abyss's sidekick. So let's get on to the one I did get from Ash, the fellow collector, Red Hulk. Now you're probably thinking, why did I want the Red Hulk? I mean, I already have some Marvel Universe mini ones, that, you know, those guys. I just figured because of his size, and he doesn't have your typical Marvel weird U-shaped torso, he could fit in. Also, he's one of the ones that if I ever get really bored, a little bit of small cosmetic tweaks, I could turn him into a DC character or one of my own characters. And one day I will do maybe a channel or a TikTok where I focus on all of my designs. It would take a long time, but yeah, that's one thing. So what do you say we take good old General Ross out of the package and salute the Red Hulk in our special way? Now, originally, Red Hulk came with a fist. I did the hand swap. And the hand swap was actually easy on him. I just think that the open hands just look better. Overall, I'm happy I picked him up. It does fit in nicely with, you know, the 7-inch figures. Because, you know, he's, you know, about 8 inches. He's a big guy. Now, a couple things about the Marvel Legends that I like about this one. He has a normal looking torso, not that weird U-shape. He does have the typical Marvel Legends shoulders, which kind of sometimes drive me a little bit mad, but I don't care. See, when I look at this, I don't just see a Marvel character. Because remember back when Warner Brothers had that very slim chance before the U.S. Supreme Court said they couldn't buy Marvel because it would give them a monopoly, mostly because Disney said they wanted it, and they basically paid the Supreme Court off to let Disney buy Marvel. Can you imagine if Disney would have
meant to say if Disney wouldn't have gotten
Red Hulk,
and Warner Brothers would
think
have.
about it. Anger, rage, red. Give him a power ring. He would have been a fantastic Red Lantern. And that gives me an idea for a custom. You know, it wouldn't take much to turn, you know, good old General Ross here into a Red Lantern. He's already red. He's already got the rage face. A little bit of paint or a little bit of sculpting maybe to give him a ring on his finger. A nice little emblem on his chest. And you would have probably one of the biggest, baddest Red Lanterns. But for now, he's going to stay the Red Hulk. Pretty much. And yes, he will go on the shelf once I get shelves enough for them with actually my DC Universe guys. Actually, no, I'll probably put them with the Marvel Universe until I decide to finally do a custom with them. But this is definitely one I recommend picking up, especially if you want to do customs. If you want to do like DC Multiverse customs, this one's actually worth it. He's got a good weight. You know, he does have pegs in the bottom, but there's no base for him, so you have to get a base. But this is one, yeah, I could, you know, I could see this being turned into a really cool Red Lantern. Now, I know there's other Red Hulks out there that have different base swaps and so forth. I don't mind the Screaming Red Hulk. I like him. It's just one of those ones I'm happy I picked up. Didn't cost me an arm and a leg. So once again, thank you, Ash. Second shout out. But no, this is definitely something that's nice. It's you know, not the most posable action figure in the world. I mean, the torso is a bit weird when you turn it, but it just fits in so well with the 7 inches. Now, if Marvel keeps on doing these, like 7-inch, then I'll probably have to start buying more Marvel Legends from time to time. Especially if they don't do that weird U-shaped stomach, which I don't like. But yeah, this one I'm happy I picked up. It's a nice one. I like it. It's going to fit in nice with my collection. So I'm going to put him off to the side somewhere. Shelving's insane right now. So let's get to the last one we're doing on this second Friday night episode. The Black Adam DC Direct Superman. Now, this came out a long time ago. I thought I had it. I passed over it, but I was at GameStop. You thought I wasn't going to toss a plug in there. And they had it, and it was, marked down. And I was like, you know what? For my DC Direct shelf, I need a Superman. So I picked him up. So let's take good old Clark Kent out of this kryptonite package. And take a look at him. Well, right off the bat, I like the fact that he comes with a flying base. I never bought with the peg on these. Nice flying base. It does hold him nicely. It's well balanced. He does come with two other hands. They're the flying hands. No trigger finger, just flying hands. Now, the action figure itself, I actually like the fact that the cape has got some motion to it. I do like that. The face, definitely an angry face. But then again, it kind of does make sense. It's in the Black Adam comic book. Oh yeah, in the comic book, I didn't bother reading it because it's the same comic book if you bought any other DC Directs with Black Adam. It's the same comic book. They don't do like, you buy this figure, you get this comic book. It's always the same comic book with whatever that series is. Now, the character himself, the figure himself, posable. I had no problems at all posing him in different poses. I actually like this kind of flying pose for him with the hands sort of out. I did have to put the base holding him sideways because if not, the cape kind of just sticks out way in the back. This one, would I recommend? Yeah, recommend it. This is front of shelf if you have a DC Direct shelf. That's stuff I would definitely recommend. But Superman is definitely one I'm happy I picked it up. And while I've got him in my hands, I'm going to address something that was brought up to me. Someone messaged me on Facebook. Oddly enough, not a subscriber to the channel. Go figure. Not even a comment on the YouTube channel itself. But this person basically sent me a message saying they must think I have a lot of money to buy all these action figures. So they think I'm lying about not working. Well, I'm not working. I haven't worked since December. I am job hunting. A lot of the stuff I have was pre-ordered. Do I have to explain what a pre-order is? Do I? Really? No. And some things like this, which wasn't a pre-order, it was just something I picked up on, because I kind of like, I need that one. Now, when you're not working and you're on a really tight budget, you learn to budget. So, for example, let's say I have $50 a week budgeted for food. My food and food for my cat and dog. If there's an action figure that I want that I didn't pre-order, I will budget for it. In other words, I will cut back on my food. I never cut back on my cat or dog's food to get that action figure. It's incredible. You can budget. You can save. Also, if you're smart and you are on a tight budget, you wait to get things, sometimes when they're on clearance or they're on sale. I'm lucky enough as well because I shop at GameStop. Second plug. And I have a discount. I have a nice discount with them. I have a good rapport with them so that it doesn't bother me so much. Okay, I'll cut back on this for a little bit this week so I can get something like this. And a lot of people out there are in the same boat. You collect action figures. You collect maybe other things. You might be a comic book collector. You might be a card collector. And you have to budget for it. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that. Okay, so it's not really a rant. It's more a commentary. Don't give me that look. It's not a rant. But, I always tell people, especially, people criticize us collectors. I always go to them, okay, do you smoke? And if they say yes, I go, how much do you spend on a pack of smokes a day? How much do you spend in a week? And I go, okay, imagine if you didn't smoke. You'd have money for something else. Something that would not kill you. Something that we would be able to keep and cherish and might actually go up in value. It's the same thing for people who, I buy a case of 2-4 every week. Me and my buddies on the weekends, we drink the 2-4. Well, you're renting beer. Once again, you're spending money on something that doesn't have any long-lasting value. People like me and you who collect action figures, well, guess what? It may seem childish, it may seem immature, it might seem insane, but we're enjoying something. We are basically pleasing our brain through the acquisition of these things that make us feel better. It's fun. Yeah, it takes up space. Oh, trust me, I have a massive comic book collection that takes up lots of space, and even the action figures. I'm out of shelving. I need more shelves. That's one of my wish lists. Shelving for action figures. More action figures and shelving. That's my wish list. But no, it's one of those things where, so in response to this person who made that comment to me, it's called budgeting. I am not working. I wish I was, because I miss working. I know, it sounds weird to say that, but I actually do miss having a reason to go somewhere and earn money. It also means if you're working, you're not on a tight budget. But I budget. And a lot of you out there do the same thing. So if you have someone out there bugging you about, you're buying action toys, just turn it on them. Turn it on them. Say, well, do you smoke? If they smoke, oh, they're an easy target. If they drink, easy target. If they have any other weird things, like, for example, this person who made the comment is a woman. I'm not going to be sexist, but she's not one of these people who goes and spends $300 on a purse. But there are people out there who do that. So to me, you're spending $300 on a purse when I spend maybe a couple of bucks on an action figure. Who's got a better brain? You're spending, if you're a guy and you spend $1,000 on a watch compared to me who spent a couple of bucks on an action figure. I don't need a watch. I have a phone. It works. Tells me time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So before we go, I want to basically mention that there might be a couple of specials this week. So apart from hitting, like and subscribe, you might want to hit that little bell thing, that notification thing, because there will be a show next Friday night. No matter what, even if I have to go live, if my computer crashes, if I go live, I go live, which would be interesting to do. But because I have some stuff that's not normally DC Multiverse, I'm going to be doing possibly some, not shorts, but maybe like some half episodes. Like, for example, I managed to acquire Tiberius from the Animal Kingdom. So I might do a special on him and maybe some other action figures that aren't part of my normal collection. Maybe not as, I won't do a 20-minute video on one action figure. But I might do maybe a 10-minute one talking about an action figure, maybe some things that relate to that figure. Now, that all said, we still have so many toys to go through. So many. Yep. And yes, to prove I do shop at GameStop. Had to buy one of their bags because my pre-order came in and it was, my regular bag that I normally bring with me is gone. It's garbage. So, in the upcoming weeks, or possibly in the next 2 weeks, you will see my review of the digitals. You'll see the Kilowog. You'll see my Street Fighter review. And probably, some more Batmans. It's going to happen. I mean, let me see. I got tons of Batmans left. And I also have another action figure that I'm saving because this one is bad. It's one of those action figures that sat at the game shop, as the girl told me, forever. No one was buying it. I picked it up because I saw it and I went, first of all, cheap. I bought it on clearance because no one's bought it. Even at clearance, this thing sat for like a year. So I picked it up because when I saw it, I went, I can see myself doing a custom on this one. But that's going to wait for another day. And once again, I want to thank you guys all for watching the show. And yes, by the way, this is my handmade Kevin Matchsticks shirt that I talked about once in the video. I took it out of the wash. But no, seriously, thank you guys for watching the show, for encouraging me to keep doing this, especially you, Shane. You thought I wouldn't shout out to you. And to my new subscribers, thank you. I really like you for putting up with this different kind of way of doing a toy review. Because you know I'm not going to do their typical stuff. And I have a bit of a weird personality. After all, I am a toyaholic. So are you. But no, thank you so much for liking the show. So from the bottom of my scarred and damaged heart, thank you. From the dark, deep recesses of my depressive soul, thank you. And as always, please, please, try to stay healthy. Stay happy. Stay positive. Because if I can stay positive with my life going, yeah, so can you. And remember, one of the best ways to stay positive is, of course, to have toys. We'll see you next time. He fell down. Kryptonite! Look, you're getting 2 toy reviews in one night. Aren't you special? Can't say I don't like my subscribers. Now back to the fun.